Hello and welcome into another video, and no, you do not need to adjust the video or anything. I have to have a black screenshot now. Um, yeah, the entire video is obviously the last thing I put up was the fact that I was completely fucking burnt out, to say the least, after a very, very hard day of physical labor and then technological issues and labor and everything. And I kind of want to just talk about the entire project and the people who've helped along the way in that. And I forgot that I do actually have a couple of clips on here that I'm about to get a new micro SD card as well. I didn't get the chance to get one of the terabyte ones when I wanted one, and then the way the RAM apocalypse has gone and how data's gone up through the roof and all of this, that, and the other, it's been a case of I'm fucked. I'm never going to manage to get one of these terabyte cards for the Switch 2, and I'm already severely struggling with room on my memory card. I got a 512, and it's like there's Fire Emblem coming out and Ocarina coming out, and then I went on Amazon, and there's a company, I can't even remember, I think it's called Gamer's Edge or something, and I'm like, I have never heard of you before. And when I had a look, they had a terabyte SD card, and it's like, oh, this is going to be one of those it's too good to be true things, isn't it? This is like when you get these knockoffs and these fakes, and I'm still going to be fucked here, but the knockoffs and the fakes are usually outrageously underpriced, and this is 200. This is the same as what I was going to buy, one of the same brand, I think SanDisk, of like last year. Okay, I'll take a look, watch some reviews, and yeah, it might actually be legit. From everything I've seen, it's got really bad copy speed between the this part here. So like when you do data management, you transfer between your system memory and micro SD card. That's the part of it that's bad. They've cheaped out on that to be able to give you enough write speed for actual playing games and loading games, and like none of that's really affected. It's very comparable, and you actually get a couple of extra gigabyte on it, because obviously all of these companies use different ways to formulate their things. And yeah, it's I don't know why I went on that tangent now. I truly don't. Like, I know fine well what I actually want to discuss about the entire room here, but I went off on that tangent of I'm finally getting the fucking micro SD card, and I figured I should probably mention that, because if you're also out there watching this and you've been desperate to get one, now the bad news is I kind of literally got the last one on Amazon. They'll probably restock. Hopefully they'll restock at a reasonable price, because yeah, the brand that I was going to get in the first place has gone up to about 280 for the terabyte one now, and I'm like, no, just no, absolutely not. But yeah, basically, I had a budget in mind, and I've managed to kind of stick to the budget. I've managed to save some money in some places, and it's why I've then spent it on this SD card, because I'm like, well, I could be under budget, or I could get the thing now while it's there and I could actually afford it, versus when now, like, cut to a year's time and even the Gamer's Edge ones might be 300, you know? Yeah, so I figured I'd get it. I'm definitely going to have to get a couple of other little things, like I've got the two monitors of my dreams here. Like, there are better monitors out there. There's better everything out there. I don't have the world's best PC at the end of the day. I don't have like the 50 series. I don't have the ability to DP 2.1 or anything like that. I'm going to be getting into a lot of technical stuff that I don't even fully understand some of, and the way my brain is, I'll probably be frazzled and fried to the point of thinking about it. Do I really want to actually play this, because this is a run that I'm doing on the actual hardboard, and I know fine well that if I just put it on as background footage, it's going to be a bad idea, because I might ruin my thing. So I'm gonna actually quit, and I'll just put any old N64 game on, because I am using an N64 controller, because I mean, you kind of have to for this. Like, I'm being genuine with that as well. You kind of have to for the remake. The Switch 2 Pro controller controls are just not good, and I'm still not bothering to go for the medals or anything like that. I just want to finally go through all of the planets and everything. I've been waiting until I got the new monitor to be able to do this, because Sector Z, oh my god, I already knew this game was gorgeous. I mentioned it when I actually did the video about it, but the way people were talking about the Nebula levels, I'm just like, I mean, it's a pretty game, but the way y'all are talking about it, it's like this is one of the be-all, end-all, prettiest things, and it's like it's good, but it's not. Yeah, now that I've got an OLED, holy shit! If they ever make an OLED Switch 2, definitely going to be buying that. The game's just absolutely drop dead gorgeous. But anyway, so there's definitely better tech out there, but what I could manage to afford, what I could actually manage to set up, what I had the power for my PC to be able to do, this, that, and the other, all of these things coincided, and I managed to get two good monitors. The one for my consoles, mostly this is going to be Switch 2 and PS5, and I will be doing some PC stuff on it. I'll be watching hockey on it for one thing. There's times where I'll be watching movies on it and all that. I don't know why I'm saying all of this. It's not as if you don't know how a fucking monitor works, but again, I want to actually talk about this shit because I truly don't have anyone to talk about it with. For the most part, no one, like, even if I had people in my life who were interested in me, and never had that, like, well, not for years, I understand this is the sort of thing that is a very specific niche interest. Mario Tennis works perfectly. Those bars. Fuck. I've literally only just thought about this. Like, genuinely, this is a real-time reaction. I have to have a black screenshot on my my album here that I can do this for to make sure that I don't get burned on the OLED. Those bars are going to be, oh my god, Nintendo. Yeah, I already hated them. You need to let us fucking turn these off. Yeah, I might just genuinely find something else to put on. Am I going to end up going back to Mario Kart? I'm going to need to get a fucking controller as well, so I'll at least talk while I'm doing this. But yeah, very scatterbrained. I'll try to start this again to actually get some cohesion. I've got the two monitors, and lifting it all, getting it all set up, has definitely been physically painful. I am covered in bruises. I'm covered in also, like, everything's aching everywhere. I actually weirdly decided, you know what, maybe I should do cardio because I haven't actually done any cardio, and I'm like, well, I haven't done cardio, I've done a hell of a lot of other stuff, and maybe the cardio was a mistake, but yeah, it is what it is. Like, at the end of the day, I'm just so fucking happy and so fucking beaming about the fact that this is all done. That's why I'm making this video. Like, there's a couple tiny little troubleshooting things. I will be fully open with that. Ooh, this might look really good. I'm going to go for Kirby. Sorry, I'm actually trying to pick something that is going to visually wow me as well. So I'm happy with how all of this has landed, how all of it's played out. I've still got a couple of little troubleshooting things. The ultra-wide, the monitor that I plan to watch most of my movies on because it's an ultra-wide, and when you have different aspect ratios, basically, well, those bars, funnily enough, what I've just actually had there, you get those bars on certain formats, and it drives me mad. It's because, again, I'm visually impaired. At the end of the day, what am I actually? Oh, that's what I'm trying to think of with a controller. This is controller 2, and it wouldn't let me control the game. So it's not that I need to change controls. It's not to change grip. See what I mean? Why I didn't play Star Fox while I'm doing this. So with having an ultra wide, it allows me to basically get the full picture, the movie, which is great for me. And that was how it worked on my last one. This one, no, because something that I actually knew the TV had, well, I'm going to end up calling it a TV because it's a smart TV thing. I cannot believe the amount of things that this had on it that I didn't even really realize or comprehend, and now I'm like, oh, this is probably the best thing I've ever bought myself right now. I can't fucking believe it. So it's got a dual mode that, because of the size of it, 45 inches, it's got the resolution to be able to do 4K, even though ultra-wide isn't actually 4K. It's one of those weird grey area things. It's not quite 2K, it's not quite 4K, because obviously 4K is 2160 by, I'm trying to remember, is it 2160 by 1440? Holy fuck, what the fuck's 2K? Is it 2160 by 1080? It's been a while since I've actually had a 4K monitor. I genuinely cannot remember the specifications, but an ultra-wide, I can tell you that, 3440, 1440. That's been my resolution for years. And this monitor, because of the size of it, it allows it to basically give it black bars so that I can turn it into an actual 4K monitor, but instead of it being a 45-inch ultra-wide, it becomes essentially a 43-inch or 40-inch 4K monitor, just like a regular standard thing. And that was great on paper. That was absolutely amazing. hopefully I was able to do a cut there. It has been so long since I played this, I could not remember how to change fucking, like, world or stage or anything. And I'm like, I know what level I'm looking for. Well, I kind of know what level I'm looking for. There we go. But I couldn't fucking remember how to do it. So, on paper, that seemed great because this is amazing. It means that I can use it as a regular ultra-wide monitor for games that I need ultra-wide, but then games that don't have, I can use it as 4K if I don't want to use the actual Alienware, if I don't want to go to the bother of setting that up, or if I just want to be in a different position in my room, and, you know, all of that. Until I plugged the 4K player in. And the 4K player turned around and, oh my god, this is amazing. The 4K player turned around and was like, I am going to enforce your monitor on 4K mode. And I can't find a way to turn that off. They're supposed to be. I've looked around, I've spoke to people, no one seems to understand what's going on. Like, literally, it's a case of, you should be able to push the button, like there's an actual little analog joystick thing on the monitor. That's on a lot of monitors. It was on my old monitors as well. It's not something fancy or anything, but you should be able to push that and then choose to launch the TV, like turn off dual mode, turn on dual mode. You should be able to do all of this. Nope, no options. So it's like, okay, so what happens when you use the remote control that comes with it? Oh yeah, it has a remote. I've never had a monitor with a remote. The fact that this is the one that has a remote, I'm over the moon with that, because it means on my bad days, I can actually lie in bed and control everything. I can put the 4K player on, I can switch it back to a PC, I can use the smart features that it has to put apps on, I can fucking, like, part of the 4K player, I've got a hard drive plugged into it with some backups of shows that I've got, that I can just put that on. It's amazing. Like, I've got I'm a big Mighty Boosh fan, okay? And I've got the DVDs right fucking beside me. I actually lost all of them one time. Someone borrowed them, and they got left on the bus. So I lost, like, the collector's edition for the Sailors Tour and all of that, and I was absolutely gutted. And I've managed to get them all back, but now I just don't have anything that plays DVDs. I mean, that technically does. I could actually put the disc in, but you only get like 4 episodes or something. Maybe, to be fair, with Boosh, I think it might have been that you got the series because it was only 6 episodes to begin with. You got like, so I'd be changing the disc all the fucking time. And that is, you know, not to sound lazy, but when you're chronically ill, constantly getting up, doing things, there are times when I've broken things, and I mean physical parts of my body, actually, by doing stuff like this while in pain. So being able to just rip them, put them onto a drive, and now control it all from my fucking, from sitting my arse down in bed and just using a remote, great. The TV also, well, the monitor also has an AI upscaler, so the, like, 240p DVD signal doesn't look like absolute shit. I have truly looked out with all of this. It is the monitor of my absolute fucking dreams. Again, outside of the fact that I cannot fucking turn off this dual mode. And for 4K movies, that becomes a problem, because then I get like 6 inches of black box. Not black bars. Not like where it was just like the left and the right on the app earlier, on the N64 app. Actual black box. I get 6 inches to the left, to the right, to the top and the bottom. And it's because it thinks it's on that 40-inch mode, and then because I'm watching a widescreen movie on a non-widescreen TV, it does that. Sorry, I've just realised my voice is starting to go, which is probably from all of the dust. No joke. A literal fistful of dust by the time I'd cleaned this room yesterday. I cannot believe how much changing electronics and everything kicked up. A literal fistful of dust. So, yeah. That's the only little thing. Only, like, troubleshooting thing. Kirby, you're supposed to be able to fly, right? Oh, apparently I had that in my mouth. So that's the only little problem on the troubleshooting list that I've not been able to fix, and it's the only one that people have not been able to fix, because I am in a couple of communities who truly do actually give a fuck about trying to help people, and one of them's a sports one of them's a gaming one, and I've been having so many different issues. Right, this is one of those where this is information that I actually knew, but until you start talking to another person, you know, you need your brain to fucking engage it. It's like, oh my god, yes, I knew that, and I already knew that, but I forgot that. It's one of those things. I have got cables all over my fucking room. The amount of cables that are set up around here is unbelievable, because I've got things set up in a different way. It's a way that's chaotic to other people, but it's a way that works for me. I've got to have my PC beside the Switch 2, which is beside that monitor. Unfortunately, the ultra-wide has to sit on a different desk all the way across the room. So I've got a 7-meter fucking DisplayPort cable going across my ceiling, basically, so that I can actually set that up. Now, in doing that, I had to get a really good high-rated cable, because you know there's loads of people out there who genuinely do the whole, oh, you don't need a good cable, just use the one that comes in the box and stuff like that. The amount of people who genuinely don't understand how cables work, and this is one. I learned this with my first fucking monitor, but because it's not something I interact with yearly, once I've fixed the problem's fixed, so I don't need to dwell on it. They helped me remember the fact that now that I've got my PS5 set up in the exact same way, with a 7-meter cable, because the PS5 has to be beside that monitor, and I actually play the PS5 on the monitor that I'm playing this on, it wasn't working. Just no matter what I was doing, it wasn't working. And part of that is because I've got all of my consoles set up into a capture card, which the capture card's on the other desk, because it has to be, because that's where the PC is. So all of this is on the capture card, and what would happen is, my Switch 2 would load, but the PS5 won't. And I'm like, I'm confused fuck here. It's supposed to be working. I've already set it up to work on a monitor because it used to be on a monitor. Because on a PS5, you do actually have to... I think it's HDCP you've got to turn off. Otherwise, monitors just don't fucking work. And I found that out the hard way last time. I had to plug it into something that I just had lying around and basically kind of count on the D-pad and go, right, so I know I'm on the start screen here. So up, right, down. Like, I had to do that to be able to turn it off so I could actually see the screen. But with this new monitor, that wasn't working. And I'm like... Why? Because this should all in theory work. So I unplugged all of my splitters and everything that I've got set up, because I've got to have auto switches and changes when I'm doing videos. I will go, okay, so I've got to do a video on the PS5 today, I've got a video on the Switch today. So again, all of this while I've got a microphone beside me and I'm wrapped around in the microphone cable, which has got a stretch across the room as well. I've got to be able to actually use these things without getting up, because otherwise I'll trip over something, I might break something. This is how accidents happen with visually impaired people, chronically ill people, like anything like that. Any variable, especially when you're under a stressful environment, where if it's like, oh, I only have half an hour to get this video done, you know? Like, if it's that sort of thing, it can fuck you over. As soon as I unplugged all the splitters and plugged it directly into the capture card, it worked. So I'm like... what the fuck is going on here? The cable clearly works, this clearly works, that clearly works. What is my actual issue here? And just talking it out loud and talking to people that brought up bandwidth earlier, and suddenly I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe it. The problem that you tried to help me fix yesterday with the 4K, this, that, and the other, like, because I had other issues. I have had to buy like 6 new fucking cables. Almost every single cable I've got now is rated between 8 and 10K. Nothing in my room uses that. I can't display 8K, I can't do 10K, my PC doesn't have the power to be able to do it. Like, all of it. And it's because cables have so many different bandwidth ratings, and they all lie about them. And the worst part is, they lie about them in a way of, you will get this in an ideal scenario, with the console pulling the right amount of power, displaying the right amount of power, giving the right amount of power to the monitor. With all of this, if the cable's the exact right length, because the longer a cable is, the more power it actually needs, you need to go overkill with your cables. It really is. Overkill is underrated sort of situation. And that's annoying, because it means that you get into this situation here where I knew that the cable was good enough for certain things, but I didn't put 2 and 2 together, even though this monitor is never ever going to be displaying 240Hz. Because I don't have... I mean, I could drop things down to 1080p and run all my games at 240 FPS, but I don't want to do that. Again, visually impaired. I have a... I like 120. 120 is perfect for me. Doesn't hurt my eyes, doesn't hurt my migraines or anything like that. It means that I can usually have 2 to 4K resolution on the power of the rig that I've got, and stick between somewhere like 90 and 120. Like, honestly, anything over 60 is pretty damn good. 90 to 120 is my sweet spot. So even though I was never going to have 240 FPS on anything, especially on the Switch 2, especially on the fucking PS5, I think that's only rated to 60 FPS, the original one. Maybe there's some that do it, but the Pro doesn't. Sorry, I'm trying to decide as well what level to play. But anyway, even though I was never going to use all of that, monitor doesn't know that. Monitor doesn't live inside my head. The monitor doesn't understand the nuances of my setup. so that's why the cable wasn't working. So I had to go out there and get an 8K for that. Well, actually, it's rated up to 10K, and every one of these cables is one of those weird finicky things where you've got to read it. This one is rated to 4K, 60 FPS, well, 60 Hz. This one is rated to 4K, 120 Hz. This one is rated to 8K, 240 Hz. I don't actually think there's a cable that exists that can do that, and if it does, it probably costs a lot of money, because what tends to happen is, when it says 8K 240 Hz, what it means is you can do 8K up to 120 Hz, or 4K up to 240 Hz. It's usually that. Like, this is what I mean. A lot of the cable people lie, a lot of them never really fully disclose, and it means that you have to become your own real-world test case scenario. I have ran so much fucking cable through this room over the past couple of days, and just everything. And again, it's been physically exhausting. I've been on my hands and knees. I've been fucking doing dusting and all sorts of other stuff, as I say. It's just been a hell of a lot of work. But now that it's finally done and I'm getting the fruits of my labour, these are two seriously good monitors. I cannot believe how good all of my fucking Switch 2 looks. I haven't even really put the PS5 on. I find that basically the only time I've seen the PS5 on this monitor was last night. I got the 7.5 meter long 8K cable, which it turns out I could have ordered a 6 meter one because of where everything is. I was worried though about being able to send it back, because certain things now I'm being noticed that where I used to be able to do free refunds or free returns to be able to get the right size, because, you know, it's not my fault if I can't fully measure everything. Like, these are real world scenarios, and that used to be great, and now it's like, oh no. I say this because I also have a 1080p monitor, just a cheaper little shitty one. That monitor is actually the most used monitor. As silly as that might sound to other people, but to some people who might get it, oh my god, without trying to sound weird, the water effect on Kirby, look, yeah. Basically, anyone who does this sort of thing, that monitor becomes your main monitor, because that's I'll put Discord on this monitor, I'll put YouTube on this monitor. When I'm doing second screen stuff, I'll put this, that, and the other. I'll just leave the browser open, because I don't care about screen burn, because it's not the kind of monitor that's going to get it. So I wanted to replace that with my old 21-inch monitor. It just doesn't fit. Just no matter how hard I tried, I had to order a special stand, and when I tried to send the stand back, got charged to send it back, and I'm like, okay. So when the cable came, and the cable was just a meter too long, I'm like, I'm going to get charged to send this back just to buy the right thing when the cable itself actually works. So you know what? Maybe in the future I'll need an extra meter of cable length. So instead, now I've just had to wrap it up in such a way. I just have this giant protruding black cable sticking out of my fucking desk. And my actual cable management, that's one of the other things I said. There's one like little troubleshooting thing to do. That's with the monitor thing. There are solutions for that, and I am slowly building to it. The actual cable management, though, that is my actual full-on physical last job to do, and I just don't have the spoons. I don't have the energy to do it. That can be done later. I don't care right now. I want to sit. I want to enjoy my weekend. I want to try and enjoy my birthday. I want to try and just chill out and veg out, because I have done... I try to read every day. I try to play a little bit of games every day. I try to like do brain training every day. I've got little things that I do for bits of relaxation that I try to get done every day. And the amount of time varies greatly. And at this moment in time, I've managed to get maybe one whole chapter read each day. Maybe play 20 minutes of a game. I really thought I would have beat Spirit Tracks by now. But I rolled credits on Phantom Hourglass. And I haven't even done the first area of Spirit Tracks. I'm on my way to discovering how to get through the forest to get to the first dungeon. Like, that's how far I've managed to get in a full week's worth of play, to the point of I realised I need to stop playing this, because I'll get like 10 minutes and then suddenly I'll get the second wind and I'm like, okay, time to get on with the dusting, okay, time to get on with the drawer sorting. I still need to do some of that, to be fair, as well. But the actual troubleshooting thing, I think, as far as I'm aware, the only actual troubleshooting is trying to fix this movie thing. So, by the time I've actually uploaded a couple of these videos, I have actually managed to fix everything. Just thought I'd add this in. It's also like 6:30 in the morning, hence the quiet, gravelly voice. But yeah, I've managed to fix everything, and finally, things are actually looking up and being a positive, and I'm even kind of starting to socialise again too, so, you know, like, big win. Yeah, I think this severe depression spell that has been absolutely kicking my ass is starting to break. I think. I hope. Right. But again, all of this is kind of like a first world problem type thing. I am fully aware. Like, the actual image that I'm getting, I could just watch it like that, and it's still technically 2 to 4 inches bigger than my old monitor. But at the end of the day, I have OCD, on top of a lot of other things, and so much goes wrong in life, and I actually genuinely am a problem solver, and I like to fix things. I like to come up with, rather than just accept things being shit, I like to try to fix them. I've paid more money than I have ever paid for a screen this size for a reason, so that I can fucking enjoy it. What would be the fucking point in just going, I'll just put up with my movies having 6 inches of black border, you know? I'm gonna fucking get this damn thing. I'll figure out how to do it. And no doubt I'll need to actually go to some of the communities that are helping me as well. And I am genuinely grateful that there are people out there who are willing to do this sort of stuff, because I used to try to go to Reddit, and the amount of arseholes who expect you to understand and know and just everything, that's not how humanity fucking works. There are 90 things that I have figured out myself, so what if I needed a couple of help with a couple of little issues? If you get to that point of finding the wall, just fucking seek help, because someone will be out there who'll be able to fucking help you, you know? And hopefully they'll be able to do it in a way that's not being an arsehole, and tends to be specific fucking servers. Like, I've noticed, I went through this weird phase of, I don't really want to pay for Discord, because why would I pay for something that I can get for free? And I don't pay for Nitro. But paying for someone's Patreon to be able to get in their Discord has been the best fucking things I've ever done. Because it turns out when you actually put the barrier of entry of paying to get into these places, you get less arseholes, and you get more people who are just genuinely trying to find nice people and be nice people themselves. And I'm not saying it's a sure fast rule, of course. I've run into racists, I've run into bigots, I've run into people who've been kicked from servers for the right reasons, I've run into people who've crashed out and got themselves kicked from servers for just crashing out. But at the same time, I've found so many people who have turned around and been like, oh yeah, try this, try this, try that, try this. And even though this is what I mean, none of it actually helped. Like, the first year, I felt a little bad because these people went out of their way to help, and I'm like, nope, this doesn't work, this doesn't work, this doesn't work. And when I finally accidentally figured it out, and it was to turn something off, that when I brought it up, and I know I mentioned this in the last vid as well, it was like this DSC settings on the DP cable. Turning it off, they were like, why did you turn it off? And it's like, well, because I need to try something, and I turned it off, and now everything works. And it's like, wait a minute, so you turned it off and everything works when we were about to tell you, do you even have it on? Okay, I guess you've just got this weird fucking bug, never turned that back on, and it's like, ever since I've done that, everything's like perfect. It just works. All of my monitors just work now. Everything that I want them to do, save for this movie thing. And I would love to figure out how to be able to turn this dual mode off, but the problem is, this might be part of the, and I've got videos about this. I don't know if I'm ever going to upload them. I'm trying to not upload stuff where I'm just constantly being bleak all the time, but enshittification truly is the word of the fucking year for me, because everything's getting worse, and I could be wrong, but the fact that I don't have this setting that I'm supposed to have, it seems like they might have removed it from a firmware update a couple of months ago, literally just a couple of months ago. Because all of the tech that we buy, we're beholden to firmware shit that they put in, like my VR, did it again today. I'm doing the VR cardio. I boot it up. The floor is in my chest, because of course it is. My room hasn't changed. Like, the floor has never changed at any point. It's the only part of the fucking room that hasn't changed over the past couple of weeks. The floor has never changed its height or anything, but it's always in my chest when I put that on. My VR is actually old. I was really hoping for the new Steam one, and I don't know if I'm going to manage to get it, because I've kind of went for getting these screens instead, and honestly, that turned out to be the best decision, because anything that's got RAM or anything like that has gone up in price. My monitors are actually cheaper than they were when I would have bought them 2 years ago, so I've been able to get the ones that I wanted and save money. Like, that's kind of amazing, and I've actually been able to get a bigger size of one of them and still save money, so again, all of that's amazing. My PC, meanwhile, has gone up in price. If I'd got the monitors first, which would have felt like, there is a reason why I didn't. I'm like, this feels silly. Why? It's the whole pig and makeup scenario. It's like, why put makeup on the pig when instead I can upgrade the pig and then get the makeup, you know? It's just one of those weird things. I don't understand why everything just has to go through the roof in prices, but even the stuff that hasn't gone up in price. I'm still seeing the downside of my monitor will one day get a firmware update that will do something that makes it worse. This VR, it's old. My the Velcro that holds the strap in is starting to come undone, and in the middle of a song, the Velcro came off and kind of was pushing into my actual left eyeball. I'm trying not to be too descriptive here because I know some people have got things about eyes. It was very uncomfortable. So I slid the VR forward just a half an inch to be able to stick my finger under and move it so that it wasn't going to be poking me and wasn't going to be grazing and grating on me. As soon as I did that, do you want to guess what fucking happened? The floor went into my chest again. I had to end my cardio early, go back in to set up the environment, which I'd already fucking done, and then go back and do the last 2 songs in the set. Which, obviously, you can't do, because this is another problem, and I'm going to end up ranting about Synth Riders. I love Synth Riders. I actually like it more than Beat Saber. I think it's a better workout. I'm in the EU, so I don't have some of the best options, because for whatever reason, they're exclusive to America, and no one knows why. It's some weird licensing law thing, but like some of the best VR cardio workouts just aren't available to us. And I could probably look into doing some fucking about shenanigans to hack my system to be able to change the region and that, but I can't be arsed right now. That's not a project I'm willing to take it on at this moment in time, because instead I'll probably just, again, as I say, get the Steam one when it comes out, if it's not like 15 grand at this moment in time. Like, as long as it's under 800, I might be able to find a way to do it. I was really hoping it would be 600. Really was. In today's climate, anything under 800 and it might be okay. But yeah, all of that to say, I am just getting so sick of the fact that even when I do get something good and something nice for myself, we're at a time when developers, when people who do these firmware things can just ruin it. And that shit fucking sucks. It really does. But rather than trying to be bleak and complain about shitification, I'm instead going to say, I'm going to focus on the benefits of the fact that these are truly the best monitors I've ever had. I am hella fucking proud of all of the hard work that I've done. I'm hella proud of all of the problem solving that I've been able to do. I've shown people pictures and I've had people go, "This, you do realize this is just like pure chaos?" And it's like, yep, but that's how I live my life. I need to be able, I thrive in the chaos, and I need to be able to make these things multi-purpose. I need to be able to move anything at a drop of a hat. I need to be able to make more room for myself to be able to set up a drum kit. I need to be able to do this, that, and the other. That's genuine as well. I do play the drums, although not these days because of arthritis, and also noise issues. It's just a whole thing. I miss being able to do it. It's really great for Rage. It really, really is. But I need all of this to be interchangeable, so it's why I have cables all over my fucking room, strapped up to the wall via Velcro. People think it looks hideous. I don't really care, because I'm not an aesthetic person when it comes to that. I put up what I like, and I just try to cover things. At this moment in time, the cables are trying to be hid by pride flags, or by portraits of Lilith from Borderlands, or Samus Aran. Like, I've got every one of the Triforce pieces. I've got a Triforce of Power, Triforce of Wisdom, Triforce of Courage. They're art prints that look absolutely fantastic, but they're part of the reason of getting them was so that I could fucking run cables behind them. I don't care what it looks like, as long as it's functional. That's what I care about. I maximize my space, I maximize my functionality, and I don't care if it looks janky to other people, or looks chaotic, or looks out of place, or, like, I've had people mortified. Like, when I mentioned that I was doing this, it's like, oh, you've got to do the show off the game room thing, and I'm like, y'all are gonna fucking hate this, and I know it, but I don't care. And sure enough, they were like, oh my god, this is the kind of thing of my nightmares. And it's like, yeah, but it fucking works. Functionality, I can go to that monitor, I can do videos from over here if I need to, I can do videos over there. I went through all of my different things that I can actually fucking do. This entire room has had to be built out, and I even have a fucking bed in here, because again, I have to be able to collapse. Like, there is no chair on the history of the fucking planet that is as comfortable as a bed is. If I'm watching hockey and the Avs rudely go to double overtime and the game fucking finishes at 6 in the morning, I'll just sleep. I watched the Stanley Cup in this bed. I watched multiple double overtimes here. Like, I need the ability to do leisure. I'm trying to work out the best way to say it. It's like, to do my hobbyist stuff, to do my relaxation stuff, to do anything like that, and also be able to sleep if needs be. When you have severe migraines like this, there is nothing worse than finally feeling like you need to be able to sleep and then prepping for bed. And in the moment that you prep for bed, the pain gets worse. Like, maybe the headache has finally receded, and it's like, okay, so I need to do what? I need to prep my mattress, I need to prep my pillows, I need to brush my teeth, I need to do this, that, and the other. Anything at all that takes longer between I could sleep and not sleep is a risk, you know? So I can't just let my teeth rot. I have issues with that, so many issues that would be its own vid. I can't just let all of these things go aside, can I? Like, I still have to be a human, I still have to fucking do all of this, I still have to function, I still have to take care of the body, and part of that is obviously sleep. So to finally be at that point of, I'm exhausted, the pain has finally receded to the point that I can sleep, and then you have to go upstairs and you have to set up a bedroom or anything, whereas instead it's like the area where I'm at right now is actually sleepable, more sleepable than anything else. I'm just going to brush my teeth and go to fucking bed, you know? So I understand it looks fucking like the weirdest setup ever, but everything has to be full, like, multifunctional. And obviously you can't see it, and there's definitely reasons why I wouldn't want to be putting that out, like, en masse on a public thing. This is shared to people I know in a Discord server, you know. Yeah, it's everything about it. It's a work in progress. This is honestly my favorite room to be doing anything in. This is where all my projects are, and sometimes the room itself is the project. There is so much that I will change over the next years. That's basically how I do this. I live with it for a couple of years, and I'm like, right, what's not working for me? And if it's something small that I can tweak on the fly, like, I know I need to organize my drawers better because my drawers at this moment in time are not working for me. I know fine well they are. I started doing one thing, and then I changed my mind, and then doing the other, and now it's like, they don't really work for what I'm doing there, they don't really work for what I'm doing there. I will eventually figure out the plan of what I need to do. There's only 2 drawers in the entire actual drawer set that really are living up to what they should be doing. But I have ideas with how I can tweak things already. Like, yeah. It's great that this room itself is an actual project. And maybe one day I'll care enough about cable management and be able to hide these things better, and I'll be able to do the aesthetics part of it. But for now, all I care about is the functionality, and until I feel like I've nailed down that everything's in its right place so that it benefits me the absolute most, then I don't want to focus on the looks of it, you know? Right, and I think I'm actually kind of getting to the end of the video here because I'm actually really fucking hungry, and this has gone longer than I expected, and it's not even gone the way I expected it. I probably expected to talk through more of the different things, like I didn't, but it's like death by minutia, and again, this is already a niche topic for people, but it is one of those. If this is the sort of thing that genuinely interests you, if it's the sort of thing that, oh yeah, I've got a hobby room and I do this and I do that, and like I change where the drawers are and I've got shelves in. I wish I could get shelves. I so do. Shelves don't work for me for multiple reasons, and part of it's dusting, because that's the part that I didn't get around to that is the most important part. I've already mentioned all the chronic illness and stuff like that. I need a room that I can actually, just from where I'm sitting here, I've got the desk to the left of me, the desk to the right of me. I've got a mini fridge. I've got little things that I can actually make drinks with if needs be. The fridge is obviously for cold things during the summer. I've got fans to create airflow because I'm in a country that doesn't believe in air conditioning. So I've got one at the window pointed towards the one at the door, so that the one at the door can literally arc the air out of there. Ever since I've set this up, again, looks terrible, but it works so much. I cannot believe the better airflow in here. And I've then got baskets for storage and this, that, and the other. I've got maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I've got 9 surfaces that could get dirty. If I had a shelving unit, the amount of dust that shelves pick up, the amount of things, I would never stop cleaning. So all of my Blu-rays are in a basket. All of my physical 3DS games are in a basket. All of my controllers are in a drawer. All of these things, the dust will get on the outside. It won't get on the inside. And it means that I never have to worry about cleaning 1 million different things, because during my worst pain spells, I can be wiped out for an entire week, an entire month, let's be fucking real. My winter is awful. November, December, January, like, those are some of the worst months for pain. And it turns out June has been pretty bad as well. So it can get to that point of, my room is filthy. Where I'm spending most of my time is filthy. And I'm already in pain. I'm depressed, I'm miserable, and I'm living in literal filth. So, I understand the setup that I've got doesn't work for everyone, but it works for me, because it means if the room gets filthy, I have to dust one desktop, the thing that's on top of the desk, because I've got a little table on top of a desk so that I can actually put things like the VR headset when I need to, when it charges and that. So that's 2 surfaces. Then underneath that, I've got the baskets. The baskets will collect some dust. They definitely will. But the baskets are all stacked on top of each other. I don't need to clean all 3 of them. I slide them out. I clean the top of the top one. Then I've got the drawers. I clean the top of the basket on top of that one. Then I've got the other drawers. The other drawers is where my main thing is, where my vape is and everything. Not a lot of dust gets there because it's the most active thing. Then I've got the other desk where the monitor is. Then I've got the top of the fridge. I've got all of these little surfaces. It takes like 5 minutes. Yesterday was as bad with dusting because I had to do it all at once and a load of other places because it's like, oh, so I've not really been able to access this part of my room for like 2 years. So, of course, the dust is built up there. Won't build up there anymore because now I've set it up all along the way. I've got more baskets there that I can just slide out the basket, clean the top of the basket, clean underneath beside them. Everything will take me, at most, on a bad fucking day, 2 hours, I feel. I have set it up to that point that I can get round this entire room now with a duster in 2 hours. All of that was part of why I did this yesterday, because I am sick to death of when I'm in the most pain, living in filth, and the worst part is, it's all of the visible filth is what really gets to me, and as I say, all of the hidden filth was what was... Yesterday, I couldn't believe a fistful of dust. Just a fistful. And I'm like, yeah, this can't continue. I can't keep being in this room with this much dust because I'm asthmatic and all of the other stuff. So all of this has been designed on the fly so I can slide out anything at any point to clean behind it now, and it doesn't take any issue. Whereas a lot of these rooms that they show off and it works for them, they've got shelves, they've got all these things, they've got all these cool little knickknacks on display. I can't have any of that. And it sucks that I can't. It really does. Because, yeah, it would be nice to not have to worry about, oh, I don't have the energy to clean a million things today. It would be amazing, you know? But that's not my life, and I am super fucking happy with how this has worked out now. I truly am fucking proud of this damn thing. It's been a project and a half, and as I say, it's definitely going to be parts that I need to fine-tune over the next couple of years. There'll be another big thing that happens eventually. I'm kind of out of floor space now, so I don't know what the big thing would be, because I don't really have any room to add anything, but I do definitely have, like, I'm the kind of person who, if I don't have use for it, I'll just chuck it out so that I can make room for something that I do have use for. Things like that will happen, but yeah, it's kind of the walls now are going to be the thing. Maybe I can rig up an actual better cable solution, maybe I can put some better prints on the wall that aren't there just for load-bearing prints, you know? Yeah, I'm definitely rambling, I'm definitely going long. I wanted to end it a while, because the whole point is I wanted to actually see it. As much as I know I don't check the comments or anything, if this is the sort of thing you're interested in, if you've got projects on the go, if you're the kind of person who rebuilds your hobbyist room over and over and over again, like even my child bedroom, by the way, I was like this. Every couple of years, my childhood bedroom, I'd be like, I'll just rip all this out, change all this, I'll just rip all that out. I was always changing where things go, because suddenly I'll realize how I use my how I use my tools, how I use my toys, how I change my media habits and that. All of it, it becomes different, and suddenly it's like, this floor space doesn't work. If this was over there instead, that would be so much easier for me. If this was over there, that's always the way I've been. So if you're like that too, post what you've been doing. Post what your projects were over the spring or the summer or something. Post what you're planning to do in the winter, because that's the thing. I do need to get this Blu-ray player thing sorted. I'm probably going to get a third monitor sorted, as I say, because I wanted to actually increase the one that I was using, the main one. I wanted to make that bigger, and I don't think I can make it bigger, but that still doesn't mean I can't get an upgrade, because this really is just like a cheap or shitty thing. It doesn't have good colour on it. It's just a bog standard 1080p 60Hz one. I can at least improve that, because at the end of the day, yeah, it's the one that I'm always going to have Discord on. Yeah, it's the one that I'm always going to have YouTube on. That still means it should surely be a better quality screen if it's going to increase my dear life. If I could maybe at least, I mean, maybe instead of going 21 inches, which I've got now, and the 27, which was too big, maybe I can find a 23 to 24 inch monitor. That would at least still be a slight upgrade for my vision as well. Like, I've still got little things that I want to do over the winter, So what are some of the things that you want to be doing? Like, what are some of the projects that you're working on to just make your hobbyist room, your gamer room, your, like, man cave, NB cave, woman cave? Hang on, I think women call it a women's shed or something like that in this country. It's one of those things that I don't even know what NBs call it. Maybe we should fucking call it. Because, yeah, I'm definitely fried here. Until next time, though, I've been Sky Fellowship. It's been a week. And I finally feel like things are getting better. And I mightn't even record videos next week. I might genuinely just try to give myself an entire fucking week of just enjoy your new fucking toys. So until next time, I truly do hope you have a great rest of your day. And I'm going to try to have a good birthday, which is incredibly rare for me. But I'm going to try to have a good one. Until next time, bye. So, tiny edition. I'm currently doing the meme of spends a fuck ton of money to get a load of powerful stuff and sits and plays classic games. But I suddenly had a realization that I should really take a look at what Wipeout Zone mode looks like on the NOLED. And after looking at that and thinking, wow, that was amazing, Castlevania was sitting just there and I'm like, do retro games get a glow up? Oh, retro games get a glow up. Retro games most definitely get a glow up. Yeah, I'm really gonna enjoy, like, just everything on this. Still definitely some teething issues. I don't know if it's actually my capture card that might be the problem instead of the cable, because now, like, I mean, you're seeing this, so obviously it's working on the capture card and everything, but I hadn't updated my PS5 since actually plugging the new cable in, and I did the firmware update, and now suddenly I'm right back to nothing's working unless it's plugged directly into the fucking capture card. So I don't know what the fuck is going on with that. Like, it's the one time, genuinely the one time I expected there to be issues with the Switch, because it's Nintendo, and as we all know, Nintendo are not the most technological savvy and don't put a lot. I mean, how many years before we finally got an Ethernet port on a fucking Nintendo console as default? How many years? But apparently it's the PS5 that I'm going to have issues with. Now, thankfully, for me, personally, that's great, because I rarely do use my PS5. Like, I've played on it more this year than I have done in the prior 4 years of owning it, pretty much. But even then, compared to the Switch, yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to do a little add-on while I'm here before I've actually uploaded the video. Yeah, I'm really going to enjoy these things once I can finally get to use them. Because that's the other thing. I honestly thought, while I've got the Switch SD card doing its transfer on my PC, because that way I don't need to download everything again. A mistake that well, not so much a mistake that I made the last time I had to do a transfer. The last time I had to do a transfer was when my ceiling kind of completely got fucked because of storm damage, and I just wasn't available to be anywhere near my PC. So I got a new memory card just at that time, and I basically, for the first day of being in this shoebox style fucking place, which, oh my god, that was awful sleeping there. I basically had to plug the memory card in, transfer from the system software to the memory card, then back, then back, then back, then back. Like, I just kept having to do that until everything had transferred over, and I'm like, this is awful. I am never, ever, ever doing this again. So as soon as I have my PC here, yeah, I plugged all that in to do the transfer, and then kind of forgot that that takes a lot of power from USBs. My controller didn't work, nothing worked. Like, I tried to play Elden Ring, just nothing at all was going to work. So I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to sit there and let it transfer, because I don't want to completely, fuck anything up. And it may just be that, again, I'm having a controller issue and a driver issue, and I may just need a reboot, but obviously I can't do a PC reboot either, but while I'm in the middle of doing a transfer. So yeah. On the plus side, it has actually finished by the time I've done this. At least the first part's finished. Basically, I've took it all off my 512, and I'm now putting it all onto the 1TB. But that does at least mean I can use the 512 and go back to playing on a Switch, which is what I wanted to do. I wanted to fucking play more Star Fox, and then I'm like, oh yeah, it's going to take a long time to do a transfer, isn't it? Yeah, like 2 hours to transfer. It wasn't even a full memory card. I had 70 gig free. which obviously, why get the thing if you had 70 gig? Well, I'm expecting Fire Emblem and Ocarina to take up more than that. So yeah, didn't even have a full memory card, and it took like 2 hours to do a fucking transfer. Right, anyway, quicker edition has turned into a slightly longer edition, but bye. So yeah, I've just cleared Venom 2 for the first time on the new campaign, and it is wild how much better I am at this fucking game with an N64 controller. The fight before, like the Venom fight where you have to do the Star Wolf thing, it's actually kind of funny that a couple of weeks ago I was listening to a podcast and people were saying that they got stuck with only one laser on that fight and they just couldn't do it. It only took 3 attempts. I'm annoyed that it took 3, to be honest, but it only took 3 attempts with one laser, because yeah, that was hard, but that was fun, and I'm really glad that I've waited until getting the OLED to go back to this game. It's so fucking pretty. I've got so many things to do. I've got to replay Alan Wake 2 because I never did the DLC on the PS5, and now I've got like a really good PC, and that game's supposed to be amazing, and I've got a really nice OLED, so I kind of want to play it on that, but I've got to do that. I've got to do Splatoon Raiders, and I might be sinking more time into Star Fox. There's just too many things already, and it's not even August yet. But yeah, I'm going to go back and play some over this, because seriously, this is so pretty, and I know I shit on the game shit on parts of it, because I really do not like that Landmaster thing. Like, it's going to be so pretty, by the way, the red planet. Like, the reds really, really, really pop on the fucking OLED. Hope I haven't already said that. That's one of those things where I'm having the brain fog of, did you already say that? Or is this just because it's a second take scenario? We'll find out. But either way, I'm glad that I waited until I got that to be able to put it on, because, oh my, yeah, it's gorgeous, and I want to lose myself a little bit in this, and I hope we get a sequel. Like, I may have crapped on the whole thing. I may not be the biggest Star Fox 64 fan. I definitely always preferred the original, as I've said before. Like, oh my, that was so pretty. Like, seriously, wow. But I want this back so much, because just playing through this, it's so much fucking fun still. Unreal shooters are amazing. I miss them. I love them. I really, really would fucking love for Kid Icarus Uprising to get either a sequel or a remake as well. I want Unreal shooters back. Give me another Star Fox. This was still fun, and this is by far the best way to play the game if you've never played the game before. Hell, it's the best way to play the game if you have fucking played the game. Just use an S64 controller, because yeah, seriously, it's muscle memory or something, but I am just so much better at this fucking game with an N64 controller. Right? Anyway, this is probably going to be a weird Inception moment as well. I'll have already said bye once. I actually recorded something else that I wanted to do, and then I went back to this to finish the run, and I'm like, oh, I should probably... Yeah, so anyway, now back to me.